What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Sellas versus MTS in terms of training. And this is particularly just talking about 245 to 255 training because that's the range which my friend trained at. And these rates are based on Night Lords. From level 245 to 250, you have a few options in terms of training. My personal favorites are MTS 3, MTS 6 maybe, PD 1, and SS1. Obviously the first two is within Esfera and the last two are within Sellas, and this is basically the crux of this video, talking about the difference between the two areas and the rates that she got while training in Sellas and Esfera. From level 250 on, you can train in MTS 3 or you can train in SS1. I didn't say PD1 or PD4 and MTS 6 because I think those maps are not as good as the MTS 3 and SSS1. As for training rates, while at MTS 3 she was getting around 22% per hour going from 245 to 250, and at PD1 she was getting similar rates at around 20%, 21% per hour, but she elected to train in MTS obviously because there's slightly better rates and you get droplets, and that's one of the big differences with Esfera versus Sellas, is that Sellas does not drop any droplets at all. It only drops symbols, Esfera symbols to be precise, and no stones. So that's something to keep in mind if you're farming. And Esfera drops stone origin droplets, which you can use to trade in for shoulder accessories and hats, or you can sell in auction house. Now once she got past level 250, obviously for those of you who have trained to level 250, you guys know that going from 250 on, 2 times the XP cash coupon no longer applies and works. She takes a big hit in the XP rate there, as well as from level 249 to 250 versus 250 to 251, the EXP rate basically doubles. So she takes another hit in EXP rates just from that as well. So that's 2 hit to EXP rate. In MTS 3, she was getting around 8%-ish per hour with droplets. And at SSS1 with one-shotting assassin mark, she was getting around 8.2-ish% per hour. So MTS 3 and SSS1 have roughly the same training rates for a Night Lord, but she elected to train in SSS1 more because it was the lazier way of doing about things, which I'll show you in the rotation of what she did in SSS1 versus MTS 3. So here in this level 250 battle analysis, you can tell it's a 15-minute battle analysis at MTS 3. The meso is quite good in MTS compared to Sellas. Sellas, I think she was getting around 320 mil per hour, whereas in MTS she was getting almost 400 mil per hour, which is absolutely insane. The EXP acquired per second in a 15-minute battle analysis is 28.8 mil per second, which is honestly pretty good. And then in contrast, we have Sellas here, and for Sellas, obviously, as I mentioned, the meso is quite a bit lower. It's around 320, 330 mil per hour. In this 15-minute battle analysis, she got an average EXP of 30.3 mil EXP per second, which is slightly better than the MTS battle analysis. And then here, same thing, it's just in a 30-minute battle analysis. It's around 30.1 mil per second. At MTS 3, she did another battle analysis for 30 minutes just to verify her findings a little bit, and as you've seen, the meso is around 191 mil per 30 minutes, which is 380 mil per hour approximately. So if you really try hard, you get close to 400. And again, the EXP is around 28 mil per second. And now let's go over the training rotation for MTS 3 first. Essentially, what she did for MTS 3 is basically showdown left and right on the far right end to basically clear the middle and the right side. And then every so often, when the Lucis Soul and Dark Flare is about to come off cooldown, she will rotate to the other side to pop her summons, very similar to what I do for my Kaisers actually. And again, before she goes, she'll pop Dark Lord's Omen to basically help her eliminate the right side and middle side just to keep the kill count up per hour. And what she does is either pop Dark Flare on the top left or summon Lucis Soul on top left. Personally, I suggested to her to put her Lucis Soul on the top left because there are less mobs on the top left, whereas on the bottom left there are more mobs, so it's better to have a longer duration type of summon on the platforms that will be higher mob count. And obviously she can even get better rates if her Lucis Soul one-shots. It currently 2 shots in MTS3, and also her summon duration is not the best as well, so there is quite a bit of downtime for Lucis Soul. Her rates could probably peak at 500 mil per hour if her Lucis Soul was even better in one-shotting and can stay up for a longer time than it does now. And her Lucis Soul is also level 1, but I'm pretty sure she can get to one-shot down the line, but it's just gonna take a lot more work and a lot more funding. And that's the thing with souls, is that it takes quite a bit of funding to one-shot with them. She'll also get better meso rates if she has Monster Life and also an inner ability rolling for her. But right now she doesn't have the meso rate inner ability rolled, but I did tell her to roll the second line IA as meso rate so she can get better rates. So maybe I'll do an update video if you guys are interested down the line on what the peak rates are if you use a 15% meso, assuming she gets it. So yeah, pretty basic and bearable for the rotation. Just showdown on the middle and right side, and just put your summons on the left side, and you're pretty much full map clearing. Now let's move on to SSS1, and for SSS1 it's a pretty similar rotation, and what she's doing is what Sacrix recommended for SSS1 training, and that's basically to put her summons on the top and just do showdown left and right, and it basically full map clears. I do want to tell her try to put her summons on either the left side middle platform or the right side middle platform, just so she can clear the map better. I think that her marks might be able to hit more mobs if she stands on middle platform instead of the bottom platform. But for those of you Night Lords who are training SSS1, let me know what works best for you, because she's only getting 8% per hour, which seems to be quite low. But, you know, it's fair because she hasn't equipped a Pendant of Spirit, because if she were to, then her marks would not one-shot at SSS1, and her rates would probably take a hit from that. So SSS1 is pretty chill. Technically, you don't even have to put your summons on the top if you forget or if you don't want to. You can basically still somewhat full clear map. Obviously, your rates are not going to be as ideal if you don't put your summons on the top. But, you know, if you're lazy and you just want lazy training, or if you forget, it's not a huge deal. And again, pops the Dark Lord Omen when she goes to loot, just to keep the kill count up. It's a very short loot cycle, very simple and straightforward. Put her summons on the top as she is looting, and then just resume with the same showdown on the bottom platform. So yeah guys, hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. If you guys have any questions or want to share your experiences down in the comment section below, that is always welcome. Let me know what your rates are in Sellas and MTS, and let me know what type of map you guys like to train at, whether it's Sellas, Esfera, or Labyrinth of Suffering, whatever the case may be. And as I mentioned in my previous video, I do have a membership program for those of you who want to have exclusive badges and emojis to use in the chat and comments. So be sure to check that out if you're interested. As always guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.